Welcome back to the third. So we got a little bit of a problem on our hands. We're stuck here in the Hermit's Garden. We gotta continue investigating areas around this place. Figure out what's going on. So let's go back to that little water pond, which is now glowing. The bottom of the water's glowing? It's beautiful. Welcome, visitors from afar. Again? That sounded like it came from the spring. Visitors from afar, quench your thirst. In accordance with my master's wishes, I shall grant you vitality. CP was restored to maximum. When my radiance is restored, I shall grant you vitality once more. When you have fought several battles, return to me. I've never had water that actually energized me like this before. How's this even possible? I don't know, but I feel full of life as well. It looks like the water here only has that effect when it's shining, though. Yeah. Well, with all the energy we've got now, I don't think there's much more we can get from here. We should check back later if we're ever feeling tired. Right. I don't remember how, long it takes for this thing to start working again. It might be, boss fight based, or maybe it is battle based. Maybe it's however many enemies you defeat. So check that thing out that's inside of the pot where all the water's coming from. I don't know if that's a thing, if you're supposed to read into that too much, I don't know. What if that's a saffron septium or something? Because remember that water-based, blue-based quartz are what power healing arts and whatnot. So is there a connection to be made there that the big blue crystal just happens to be powering this water that heals us? I don't know. Maybe. I'm literally not hinting at anything. That's just flying by the seat of my pants there. Just maybe, maybe not. Holy Stragas! Now this is something. Come on, Kevin. You can't just go stealing people's catchphrases like that. It really is. It's as if petals of pure light are floating through the air around us. I welcome you, dear guests. Did the tree just talk to us? In accordance with my master's wishes, I shall grant you the blessings of the earth. However, my power is not without its limits. I require compensation in exchange for its use. You can buy ingredients from the tree. Now how this works, I don't know. Does the tree just grow everything? Does it even grow tender white fish? I don't know. But yes, you can buy ingredients from it. When my master's power returns, the variety of blessings I offer shall increase. May the blessings of the earth be upon you. Man, if someone told me a tree just chatted them up and offered to sell them ingredients, I'd tell them they'd had one too many drinks. Ries? Something up? That great tree took root near to a 7-colored spring, and there it granted blessings and joy. An excerpt from Book of Genesis, verse 7, the primal ground. O hallowed Adios, thank you for the divine protection and mercy you have bestowed upon us. Well, aren't you just tickled pink? I'm not sure this tree has anything to do with the goddess, though. I disagree. Even the testaments of the goddess say that all roads lead to food. Food is the fundamental basis of everything. That's not any testament I've ever laid eyes on. That said, let me give you this. Got the recipe book. Huh? Why are you giving this to me? Because you are remarkably impious for a knight of the church. You should work on becoming more devout through cooking in her name. That doesn't even make sense. Besides, you can't just do the cooking yourself. But you've always been better at it than me. I'm sure it's the wish of the ingredients to be used by the best chef possible. But still. Please? I'm too soft for my own good sometimes. Oh, fine. But you have to help me. Deal? Also, the second I catch you snacking on something while we're making it, I'm done. I know. And I don't think there's anything down here. We just have to return back to the middle of the Hermit's Garden. And then I think we'll finally be ready to load up that save file I have prepared. That'll save me about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You don't think that could be the exit, do you? If anything, I'd say it's more like an entrance. A monument that sells us items, a tree that sells us ingredients, a spring that restores our vitality. It's like everything in here is designed to help us prepare for something dangerous. Or am I reading into it? No, I don't think you are. So what should we do? Should we try stepping on it? I don't have any better ideas at this point. Although it might be better if you stayed behind here. That Ries stare is so powerful. Never mind, ma'am. We'll go together. It's not like there's any guarantee you'd be safe here, actually. Of course we will. But first, I should give you this. Got the Grolsritter notebook. Huh? What are you doing with this? I was asked to give it to you by Commander Selnit. In her words, Kevin's reports lately have been far too vague for my liking. I'll bet he's not even taking notes while he's out on the job. Give him this so that he's got no more excuses to slack off. She figured it out, huh? Hold on. How are you close enough for her to ask you this kind of favor? She was the one who taught me how to use my Templar's sword. I respect her deeply. No joke. I had no idea. I bet she kept that from me on purpose. Can't say I'm surprised. If I'd known, I sure as hell wouldn't have let Ries. Kevin? Sorry, just spacing out. Our next destination's that circle, but if you have anything else you want to do first, speak up now. There's no telling what's waiting for us after we step on it. Understood. Now's the moment. Load. So we now have completely fitted out orbments for Ries and Kevin, as well as equipment. That was harder than it looked. There are a lot of quartz in this game. Magic. Check this out. It looks like that really was an entrance of sorts. The Jade Corridor. We still seem to be in some bizarre enclosed spaces before. We've got quite a long road ahead of us, don't we? We sure do. Kevin. Monsters! How did they just appear out of nowhere? These are no normal monsters. Bone warriors. That actually makes them sound more silly than they are. A skeletal warrior that wanders the underground in search of a body, despises the living. Oh, look at those death animations. That's cool. How can this be? I know exactly what you mean. There are a whole lot of monster types in our world, but that's my first time seeing any like that. This is like being in a totally different realm. And the monsters weren't even the strangest part. Tell me about it. The elements against them weren't your usual fare either. Exactly. The three elements of space, mirage, and time were in effect during that battle too. Not just the traditional four elements. Very observant, rookie. Didn't think you'd notice to that extent. This points to yet another clue that we're a long ways from home. I mean, you'll find a boatload of monsters that are weak to fire in Zemuria, but you're not going to find any that are weak to mirage. You know how it is. Indeed I do. Spiritually, the world in which we live in is a relatively low plane of existence. To quote the Testaments, our world and the world of the goddess will forever be separate. She simply drops pebbles from above, known as miracles. Quoting word for word, though hey, I guess those are the basic principles. We just keep running into surprises. Space, time, and mirage, all here? It should be impossible. What about those monsters themselves? Honestly, they were less monsters and more fiends. Creatures that shouldn't even be allowed to exist in our world, and yet they somehow do without any problem here. And I doubt that those are the only ones. Are we going to be alright in here? Hopefully. They were tough, but not so tough we can't handle them if we're together. It's not like there's anything else for us to do back in that base area. Let's keep walking and see what we find, I say. It might be worth going back briefly to check our orbit setups though, seeing as we've got more elements to account for now. True. Oh, Kevin, let me give you this. The monster guide. What's this for? It's called a monster guide. It was designed to record data on monsters, their habits, their weaknesses, and the like. I think it would be wise for us to note anything and everything we come across here. Although I suppose Fiend Guide would be more appropriate here. You're telling me. You sure I can't just store all this info up in the old noggin though? I'm already putting enough stuff in the Gralsritter notebook as it is. My hands are gonna go numb at this rate. You complain way too much, Kevin. You're a knight. Do your job. Yes, ma'am. No time like the present, I guess. There. Happy? Alright, just give me 1 second here. So, yeah, those enemies are not normal, and this is the first time that this concept has been introduced into the series for us playing the games chronologically. The idea of the higher elements being present, this is going to be language that we will be hearing quite often in games to come. So there's something I want to check out here. Let's look at the Gralsritter notebook, and we want to go to, I think achievements is technically the first page. Here we go. So remember, we had Bracer notebooks as Estelle, but this is a Gralsritter notebook, and therefore, we got a different code on the right side. The 6 principles of Gralsritter. Number 1, offer your soul to Goddess, and your body to her church. Number 2, protect the sacraments. Number 3, swear loyalty to the Holy Father. Number 4, carry out your duties with dignity. Number 5, protect the peace and order of the 3 worlds. And number 6, heretics must be eliminated. So, Trails in the Sky the Third is where, how should I say, the, haha, take that fiend, cloak courts in your face. You know, that kind of goes in opposition about what I was about to say, but this is the game where the training wheels sort of come off. I'm going to stop hiding things from you if you've been watching the videos in this playlist in order. I mean, if you weren't around for first chapter and second chapter, that's fine. But if that's how you know those games or got reacquainted to those games through me, then that's totally fine too. But this is where it's like, okay, we've gone through the training of the Trails series. Now it's time to start applying things. A chest, my kingdom for a chest. And yes, there are more chest messages. So, this game has a lot of high concepts. I mean, we were getting thrown some really high concepts at the end of second chapter. And obviously, like, second chapter introduced a lot of important things. We dealt with our first Septirian in the Ariel. We got to know a lot about Ouroboros' structure and just how important they are to the universe, to Zemuria, and the overall direction of the series. Ouroboros is a big deal. But now in Trails of the Sky the Third, we're going to see some crazy things that, I'm here because they ran out of jokes. That's probably true. That, haven't been anything like what we've experienced in first chapter or second chapter. But at the same time, like, this game is almost too advanced for its own good. I'm not opening that. That could be a monster. So there are a lot of concepts in this game that, like I said in part 0, this game's really dense. And I said there's almost too much in the third. Because there are things here that hit you in the face, at face value, and you just kind of forget it because there's just so much information. And then it turns out that something happens in a game years and years later, and you're like, oh, they actually touched on this in the third. but you had no way of knowing how important it was in the third. Just crazy stuff. Like, so in that last conversation, let me check this. Oh, I can't even interact with it, so we need to find a way to open that. But in that conversation with Kevin and Ries, Ries quoted actual scripture verbatim, and Kevin said verbatim. And I would go back and try to reread that, and you should probably remember it. Even I'm like, I forgot that was there, and I'm going to be remembering that. I'm going to be taking screenshots of that and writing it down, because the church is important. And I really enjoyed how, like, upfront Erica was with Kevin, and just, like, she was really, like, I don't want to say blasphemous, but she was, like, really opposed to some of the way that the church behaves, and saying that, hey, you're the ones that have been keeping secrets about this world, about Samaria, for, I don't know, 1,000 years? Well, it's closer to 1,200 years, and she is 100% correct. Huh? What's this? It's really pretty. It looks kind of like a cube of Septium, but I don't think that's what it is. Yeah, maybe we should touch it and see what happens. Found the sealing stone. Does it seem harmful? Nope, seems safe to me. Wish I knew what it was though. The light coming off of it's so warm. The kind of slow, rhythmic glowing from it reminds me of a beating heart in a way. What's that? Here's our cube again. Visitor from afar. You who possess the cube. It's that voice from earlier. Just who are you? Where are you talking to us from? Raise that sealing stone before the monument in the garden. Then the barrier and the imprisoned shall... I can barely work out what it's trying to say. All I could get is that we need to take this thing to the monument. I will unlock another power cube. Make use of it. The cube's warp functionality is now available. To use it, click the icon at well, that doesn't apply to us. Oh, actually it does put the thing up there at the top right of the screen, but I would have to grab my mouse to use that. What the? Beware the malevolent one. Gather strength, or you too will be forever. Don't even ask. I feel like I'm in some kind of weird dream that just gets freakier by the minute. I don't sense anything bad coming from the voice, at least. More like it's trying to guide us forward. True, it does. You don't think the cube has a will of its own, and that it's the thing talking to us, do you? I doubt it. It kept talking about the cube as if it were a separate object. My hunch is that the source of the voice is someone else. And that there's that malevolent one it was bringing up too. I could see that being that man in black we saw when we were thrown in here, but it could very easily be someone else. All of this is starting to make my head hurt. Join the club. Well, let's try and take things one step at a time, okay? And on that note, the best place to start is probably giving the cube's new power a shot. You're serious? Serious as can be. There aren't many artifacts that have the power of teleportation, you know? And in the situation we're stuck in, we need to use everything we've got at our disposal. Alright. Be sure you're careful when using it. I will. So this is mapped to a button. Select? Not square, that's my recipe notebook. Ah, crap. Oh no, it's not mapped to a button. I think there's a way to do it though, but unfortunately it might be in the fucking launcher and I might not be able to do it in game. Am I gonna have to grab my mouse for this bullshit? Maybe it'll let me do it after... No, it's on start. Yay. Okay, thank God. So yes, this game has fast travel. It's the first Trails game with fast travel. And the funny thing is, many of them, well, I guess all of them after this one will have fast travel, but you won't need an artifact to do it. So let's go back to the Hermit's Garden. Oh. Alright, that actually worked. Now we've got a quick way to get back here to safety if we run into danger. That does sound useful. I still can't bring myself to put much trust in that cube, however. Oh, I'm not planning on lowering my guard around this thing either. I'll keep using it with caution, so don't worry. Anyway, next up's this little guy. That ceiling stone? That voice made it sound like something would be released from it if we hold it up to the monument. Any guesses? No, but I know how to find out the answer real quick. I'll handle holding it up, but I want you to stand by prepared for a fight just in case. I've got no idea what we're dealing with here. Understood. Look at her big sword. Templar swords are so cool. Something's happening. Alright, time for the moment of truth. So that's how that door gets unlocked. What? A girl? It's Tita! Huh? What was that light? Oh man, Tita's not a good character for me right now coming off of this cold, but oh well. Isn't she the girl from the professor's photograph? Huh? Kevin? You are Kevin, aren't you? I'm not seeing things? What are you doing here? Where do I even start? But yeah, it's the real deal. Good to see you again, Tita. Looks like you've grown a little taller. You noticed? I'm happy to see you again, too. What brings you back to Liberl? Is this girl a friend of yours? Oh, wait. I was in the house with Dad getting dinner ready because Aggie was coming over. Then all of a sudden, everything went white, and then... Oh, where am I? This looks nothing like our house. Am I dreaming? Is this all a dream? Oh, right. I should pinch myself to check. Yep. This is the Tita everyone knows and loves, alright. She's adorable. So that's what happened. This is all because of that artifact Mom pulled out of the lake? Honestly, we can't even be sure right now. Especially if we assume that's the case. How did you end up being here when you were all the way over in Zeiss? Makes no sense. You're right. It sounds as though you two were fairly close to one another when you were sent here, but Grancel and Zeiss are really far apart. Based on your account, however, we were all surrounded by that light at roughly the same time. That's more than a coincidence in my eyes. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, whoops, I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? My name's Tita Russell. I'm an apprentice at Zeiss Central Factory. I'm Ries Argent, a sister of the Septian Church. I've heard a lot about you from Kevin and your mother. Oh, you've met Mom? I have. She showed me a photograph of you too. And now that I've met you in person, I can see why she boasts about you so much. She was doing that? Oh, Mom. She didn't say or do anything inappropriate to you, did she? She tends to lose control of herself when it comes to people as cute as you. Lose control? How? I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude by calling you cute or anything. It's just that you're kind of quiet and really pretty. But you've got this really unique aura about you. Unique. You're every bit as sharp as your mother. The goddess doesn't make him more unique than Ries. Oh, please. Anyway, what are the two of you planning on doing now? Are you going to keep looking for a way out of here? That's the plan, yeah. Not that we've made so much as a dent of progress on that so far. We'd barely started exploring when we found you. Oh, I see. If you don't mind then, please let me help you look. I won't get in the way, I promise. Getting in the way wouldn't be the issue here. That's a tough one. My gut tells me you're better off staying here, to be honest. You've proven yourself to be made of sturdy stuff, but like I said before, this place is just one big and very dangerous mystery. If that's true, then who's to say I'd be safe staying here on my own? If I'm going to be in danger, I'd rather go with you at least and try to help out. Fair point, I guess. You're every bit as spunky as Estelle too, you know? You can't be serious, Kevin. Trust me, she's a lot tougher than she looks. She went on the Liberl Arc and came back down in one piece. Plus she survived ADOS knows how many sketchy fights beforehand. Don't be so quick to judge just because of her age. But still, please, I really want to help. I'll do everything I can to make sure I don't cause you any problems. Really. Alright, if you're sure. You mean it? You seem to understand the consequences of your actions and what it means to worry others. And as long as that's the case, I've got no reason to say no. Still, please do be careful. Thank you, I will. Yeah, seriously. If anything were to happen to you on my watch, I'm sure my death at Erica's hands would be a slow and painful one. I swear, I won't let that happen. Deal. Alright, let's get back to work. Once Tita's equipment is set up, it's back to exploring we go. Understood. Right. What a strange opening party for this game. Kevin, Ries, who's completely new, and Tita. Alright, let's equip Tita with at least her attack weapons and her armor. I'll worry about accessories and orbits later. Yeah, oh man, I'm gonna have to build so many orbits in this game. This game has a lot of playable characters, like a whole lot. Alright, back into the Jade Corridor. We now have Tita. I'm still not gonna fight monsters. Let's see, what was the way out of here again? No, that was to a chest, right? That was towards the red chest I didn't open. Gotta go down. So now that door that we ran into is open. And behind that door is not only progress, obviously, we have to go there to continue, but there's something else behind it as well. There's another thing that we need to show off and begin to show one of the big draws of Trails in the Sky the Third. But this is very much what the game is like, and it's why this game has sort of a reputation as a dungeon crawler. Wasn't this path blocked before? Sure was. What's going on? Is something wrong? The last time we passed by here, this path was blocked by some kind of barrier. But as you can see, it's somewhere to be seen now. Really? I wonder what could have caused that. Well, if we think about what's changed since we last passed here and now, maybe it was releasing Tita from that stone that caused it to disappear. I mean, we haven't done anything else. Oh, I see. Still, that actually could be it. Huh? You think? Think about it. The stone with me inside was near here too, right? Maybe that was more than a coincidence. This could be among one of the many rules that govern this place that we just haven't figured out yet. Rules? I think I get what you're trying to say. So in this case, we wouldn't have been able to advance any further if we hadn't released you from that stone. That's right. I can't be sure, but I do have a good feeling about it. And a good feeling is good enough for me right now. We still don't have a clue who's responsible for the situation we're in, but it all feels very deliberately set up. Which is all the reason we'll need to be careful, I suppose. Alright, so this was the way. Is it here? No, you're just an enemy. These are strange enemies. How do these guys work? Well, obviously you can't see me because of the cloak quartz, but I want to say that they don't attack you, and that you can only attack them, but they will always face the way that you're pointing at them. But let me try something a little different here. Let me go into Kevin's orbment. First of all, let's take off cloak and see what it does. So yeah, now it'll completely track me. But if I put on, do I have it? Does it exist in this game? I bet it does. Yeah, let me put on haze. So now it can't see me, but I can still touch it. Or no. Oh yeah, it just reset. Okay, cool. So I can do this now. and get the preemptive attack on it. This is a Pseudo-Rudo, an evil statue made from a tough material which expels fire from its mouth. It's dead.
Not bad.
Enemies in this game are very strange. And, well, I guess I should tell you what the game is going to tell you eventually. But a little bit about this, this world we're in. This, it's the name of the chapter, Phantasma. And, a bit how it operates. So, they already have noted how, like, strange the enemies are. Huh? Here we go. What's this? A shining door with a moon on it? Welcome. Bring to me the girl skilled in orbital engineering. Only then shall the door open. Oh, whoa! I can hear a voice talking right into my mind. It looks like this door's got a will of its own, like the tree, spring, and monument back in the garden. There'll come a day when I get used to all these funky talking objects, I'm sure. I can only think of one person who might fit the door's description. You think it means me? Most likely. It's a pretty terrible riddle. It's sure not me or Ries. Hey, door, it's her you mean, right? Indeed, she is the one I seek. Only she may enter. If she fears not the trial within, she should step forth through the door. Trial? Maybe it wants to test your strength to see if you're worthy of something. And apparently we can't even go inside to back you up in it. That's ludicrous. I propose we disregard this door and move on. Wait! I'm going to go inside. But Tita... Hold on just a sec, there's no way! I feel like this might be another of the rules I was talking about earlier. And besides, we've got so little to work with as we try to get out of here. We need all the clues and help we can get. If it seems like it'll be too dangerous, I'll come right back out, I promise. Well... Alright, we're counting on you. Like you said, if it seems too dangerous, come right back out. Don't expose yourself to any more danger than you need to. Do be careful. I will. Am I actually hard locked into doing this? I guess I am. Well, darn it. I really didn't want to go in this door. I forgot that this was mandatory right off the bat. Maybe you can run away and actually, like, get out of this, this little trial we're gonna do. I wonder if there's unique dialogue if you do that as well. Wow, this room's so pretty. I wonder how it's made up, though. Uh-oh. Overcome the trial before you. Then I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Alright, so what are these things called? Moon Guardians. You cannot run. So that's a lie. That whole talk about like, oh, if it's too dangerous, I'll just back out the door. Nope. You cannot do that. Once you are in here, you are in here. Which makes my decision not to set up Tita's orbit very stupid. I do have very basic things though. But then again, my levels should be enough to carry me here. Take this. Moonlight Madness. So what I was saying about the enemies in here and how like weird and strange they are is that this world we're in, Phantasma, it's important to know that everything we experience in here is not the real deal. It's a simulation. So it's its own separate world. It's not quite the world we know, but at the same time, it's kind of creating things based on the real world. So we might see some things that we're familiar with in the very near future with this game, but it's not ultimately the true thing. It's creations of Phantasma. The same goes for these strange enemies we're encountering too. They're the people we meet. They're real. So this is the real Tita. It's not like Phantasma created a fake Tita for Kevin and Ries. No, it's really her. It's Tita. You have overcome the trial. Thus I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Here we go. Oh man, I don't know if we're going to even finish this little segment before the end of this video. We might not. This is going to take a while. Were those flying cars? Yeah, sort of. Approaching location. 320, 310, 300. Target in sight. Commencing operation. Coordinate adjustment complete. Activating boosters. So again, this is a memory fragment. This is a flashback of something that actually happened in the past. Huh? What's that sound? Been a while since I've seen this, so man, those things are ridiculous. What? Do I know you? Uh-oh. We've really missed you, Tita. Huh? Oh my. Don't tell me you forgot the sound of our voices while we were away. Oh, Mom, Dad. That's our girl. Sorry for surprising you. We just wanted to have a little fun. I was scared stiff. Just flying in all of a sudden like that and walking up to me without saying a word. Plus, you had those goggles on, so I couldn't tell who you were. You could have told me you were planning on coming back. Mom? Are you okay? Why are you so quiet? Tita. Why are you so cute? Oh, Adios. Thank you for gracing our unworthy world with this miracle of a child. I'm never going to let you go again. Mom, you're starting to hurt me. Giving birth to this bundle of sugar was the best thing we ever did. How did I manage all this time without her? I'm so happy to finally be back. I can tell. I'd kind of like the chance to greet her too, though. Oh, sure. Knock yourself out. I suppose you do have the right and all. Hey, Tita. Looks like you've grown a bit while we were away. I sure have. I miss you both so much. Aw, everything you do just melts to my heart. Let me hug you again. Come here. Mom, please. Erica, I think you should probably wait until you've changed. That maintenance uniform is full of sensors, as you know. Oh yeah, slipped my mind. In that case, shall we take care of business first then? Where is the red-haired man I've heard so much about? Are you talking about Agate? That's the one. I was so hoping I'd be able to meet him. Now where is he? Fucking love Erica. He's actually in Bose at the moment. Mom, you're acting kind of weird all of a sudden. Talk about lousy timing. Not that I'd be happy if he were here, given that would indicate him being in close proximity to my angel again. Well, it's okay. We can always go meet him over in Bose next month if it comes to it. I'd like to meet him too. True enough. Word has it that a lot has been happening here in our absence. I'll bet we have a lot to thank him for. We'll have to go and give him a thank you he'll never forget. I'll have to go with you and introduce you to him then. His house is real nice too. It's pretty small, but it's all warm and cozy. You've been to his house? Gah! Now, calm down, Erica. Tita, try not to provoke your mother too much, alright? Was I? Agate! Agate! You are going to pay dearly for corrupting my darling daughter. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Grandpa. Always a pleasure, Albert. Sorry for not giving you a heads up on our return. Oh, nonsense. Don't you worry about that. What are those things, if I might ask? They look like a vehicle with boosters attached, but... They're called landing crafts, and they were developed by yours truly. Most of the places we go to don't have the space to land an airship or any kind of landing port. And there's not much point in an airship if you can't land it, is there? Which is where these two beauties come in. Anyway, long time no see, Albert. It's a small comfort knowing you haven't kicked the bucket yet. I mean, how could I have been able to gloat if you were already 6 arch under? You really think a pathetic contraption like that is good enough to beat me? You must have forgotten who I am when you were out and about. One close look and the cracks start to show. Just look at them. I doubt they even manage 5 minutes. A fat load of good they'll be for anything other than trying to show off to me. They won't be getting any real-world use anytime soon. Oh, how wrong you are. I'll have you know that we came all the way from the border with Calvert on these. From Calvert? Oh, did that catch your attention? I'll give you that the craft's flight time is somewhat limited. But that's an issue where I can find an easy workaround. By firing them from an orbital catapult attached to an airship, they can fly a distance of roughly 120 selj. After modifying the orbital circuits, we were able to record an operation time of 382.2 seconds too. 120 selj? 382.2 seconds? Haha, surprised? That stupid look on your face is it all. Not to worry, I'll give you as much time as you need for that shriveled old brain of yours to comprehend my brilliance. Brilliance? Don't make me laugh. You're talking to the man who developed the Capel. These are child's play by comparison. I don't even need to ask how you made them. I could probably develop a better version in my sleep. Say that again, you stubborn old fart. Urgh. The rivalry between these two. Here they go again. Will you two please stop fighting? Please? Oh, and I read those files you sent me. You've got some nerve showing your face to me after exposing my daughter to so much danger. To say nothing of letting that vermin like that A-word near her. Oh, get over yourself. I'm getting lectured on looking after people from the mother who ditched her daughter to wander the continent, am I? How about you look in a mirror before you go criticizing others, huh? Dad, can't you stop them? It'll be fine. Let them have their fun. They're secretly happy to see one another again, I'm sure. But we're taking up a lot of space in the middle of town here. How are people going to get past us? Yeah, that's a good point. We can't leave these two landing crafts out here forever. I guess we're just going to have to drag our quarreling father and daughter back home. Mind giving me a hand, Tita? Sure thing. This animation. There's nothing quite like home. Can I get some coffee, Dan? 1 coffee with plenty of milk and 3 sugars coming up. Oh, let me help too. I see you haven't mended your heathen ways. When are you going to grow up enough to understand that coffee is best taken black? So you remember in first chapter, the very first time we ever meet Professor Russell, Albert, Estelle and Joshua are like trying to get his attention while he's like working downstairs, and like he doesn't notice them at all. He thinks they're like helpers sent from Xi Central Factory, and he tells Estelle like, "Oh, go make me some coffee, girl, and I like my coffee clear as mud." So he's like really into black coffee. So the first thing that happens when Erica gets here is that she's the exact opposite. She likes cream and sugar in her coffee. And when are you going to understand that there's nothing worse than an old codger too set in his ways to appreciate another's taste? I'm just telling it like it is. Adding milk alone completely ruins it. And then you go and pop 3 sugars in? You can't even call that coffee anymore. No, poor coffee. What did you ever do to be blasphemed so? Here's your order, Erica. Don't let it get cold now. But we'll have to settle this dispute another time. Well, time to drink up. Anyway, where are my souvenirs, Albert? Souvenirs? Why would I have any of those for you? You're the one who's been busy slacking off abroad. Forget traveling abroad. You were the one who got to ride on the Arcel with Captain Shores. You're telling me you had a chance like that and you didn't get me a photograph? Or her handkerchief? Or even a button off of her uniform? Well, why do you want a button off of her uniform? Your mother's been a huge fan of hers since the Captain's Academy days. I swear, if you have the time to think about such worthless nonsense, how about using it to look over an academic report or two? It's no wonder all your inventions are half-rate. Did you just use the words useless nonsense in reference to Captain Shores? Did you dare to insult her? Oh, nothing of the sort. I had plenty of chances to share a few cups of tea with her aboard the Arcel. She's a fine woman if you ask me. She'll go far. Oh, now you've done it! If you're not going to shut that insolent mouth of yours, I'm going to do it for you. What's that? Is someone jealous? Will you two please stop fighting the second you start a conversation? Tita? What is it? Oh, it's just that I finally realized it's kind of nice to see them fighting like this after all. Makes it feel like Mom's really home, you know? Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, would you like to do some shopping? I'll handle making dinner tonight, so I'll need to grab a few things. Huh? Really? That sounds great. I haven't tasted your cooking in ages. Well, hopefully you'll be able to have it a lot more from here on. Neither of us are planning to head out for work again anytime soon, so I'll be taking over cooking duties for a while. Oh, I'd love to go shopping with you then. Haha, great. Dan is like such a perfect dude. The things he has to put up with. That day's dinner was a real feast. And for the first time in quite a while, Tita was able to experience the joy of dining happily with her family. After dinner, you can leave the rest to me now, Tita. You must be tired. Go on to bed. I'm fine, honestly. I'm not doing any more than I usually do. I bet you're even more tired than I am, Dad. You rushed through all the work you had to get back here as soon as possible, didn't you? Well, you've gotten pretty sharp, huh? Well, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 13 now. What in Adios' name? What part of your daft brain thought you should start making this? It's why we came back here to begin with. ZCF is the only place around that will allow me to do so. That's what I believe anyway. Maybe so, but still. What are you guys arguing about? It's past midnight, you know. You should go and get some rest. What are those? Some kind of blueprints? Can I see, please? You didn't get out of the bath that long ago. You're going to catch a cold hanging around in here. You should be getting ready for bed. Aw, but I want to see those blueprints. Whatever's on them looks really complicated. That's an orbital engine on the right-hand side, right? It looks like a compact one, too. Oh, I know. Is it a new kind of airship? Come on, Mom. I really want to see. Oh boy, look at you getting all fired up. You just can't help yourself when it comes to machinery, can you? That's not fair. Alright, I finished clearing up now. Shall we get to work? Oh, perfect timing. Get our angel to bed, will you? Sure, it is past her bedtime. What? Let's go, Tita. Let me have a quick look, please? I can go to bed right after that. I can't work out why that converter's torque is so low, and it's bugging me. Fucking Tita. It looks like her obsession's grown by monstrous proportions since we've been away. Be as that may, it's still past your bedtime. But... Okay, let's start with this unit here. Even at a glance, I can tell it's not going to be easy to make. We're best off starting by running a simulation on it with the cable before actually attempting to make the blasted thing. Nothing comes to mind that would be strong enough to build the frame out of either. I say we consider looking into a new one. I wonder what they're talking about. It all sounds so exciting. Maybe I can scooch closer without them noticing. Tita? Oh, I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Seriously now, go to bed. But... If you're that curious, I can tell you tomorrow, but right now you need sleep. How does that sound? Good enough? But... That's a promise, okay? A promise. Yes, yes, I promise. I'm not going to let you forget that you promised. And don't go making whatever it is without me. I know, we won't. I promise in the name of the goddess above that I'll tell you tomorrow, and that we won't make it without you. Anyway, good night, Tita. Okay. Good night. She takes after her mother in every way. Well, that about wraps it up. This is amazing. Ouroboros technology is even more impressive than I could have dreamed. That's a fine understatement. Their technological level's far beyond that of ours. That's true for virtually everything we've seen of theirs too. The archaisms, the gospels, the glorious. I'm not entirely without ideas on how they have all of it though. Why the sudden questions anyway? I've already sent you the info I had on them before. The thing is, we didn't actually learn of them through the information you sent. We knew of them before that. You did? We haven't actually encountered them, or any of their members exactly. But they've been expanding their influence across the continent for a while now, through Jaegers and certain wealthy individuals. We can confirm as much beyond a shadow of a doubt based on our travels. That's why we came back here. We never imagined they'd be so as bold as to try anything in Liberl, or we would have come back earlier. But they're not getting any more of a head start on us. We need to finish this, and we need to do it as soon as possible. I wasn't planning to sleep in that long. Morning, Grandpa. Morning, Tita. But that's Dan. Huh? Dad? Oh, yeah. I forgot that you and Mom were back. We sure are. Looks like you had a good night's sleep. Yeah. Sorry. I feel bad for forgetting all about it. Oh, hey. You said you'd tell me what you were up to today. Yep, that's still the plan. You might be better off hearing it from your mother and grandfather, though. Huh? Why? They were up discussing the issue all night. They both headed out to the central factory first thing this morning, so they should be there as we speak. Thanks. Off I go then. Tita? You might want to have breakfast first. Whoops, forgot that too. I haven't washed my face or combed my hair either. Alright, take care of that first. Then let's get some food in you. I promise it'll be warm when you finish up. Thanks, Dad. Alright, I'm off. Take care. Don't go trying to run over to ZCF so fast that you trip or something. I won't. It's so great to have them back home. And now off to the factory. I don't think I get to control it, right? I think this one's completely on rails, yeah. It's Murdoch. Oh, good morning, Mr. Murdoch. Oh, it's you, Tita. Good morning. You wouldn't happen to know where Mom and Grandpa are, would you? Dad said that they came here early this morning. Oh, they did. I know that very well indeed. Erica came charging in with a look on her face that signaled all hell was about to break loose. All the while she was shouting, "We've got a new invention to make, so we need somewhere really, really big, hop to it." She wouldn't take no for an answer either. I'm so sorry about her. She causes you so much trouble every time she decides she wants to invent something new. At least she's better than Grandpa, maybe. She doesn't scare the daylights out of you by suddenly yelling, "Fire in the hole!" right before an unexpected explosion. If only I could wipe that from my memory. In any case, your mother should be in the operations room. I've got no idea what she's planning, but she said that she had something she wanted to look into using the cable. As for your grandfather, he's in the design room, in a very good mood. Oh, I can't believe the two of them are working together on something. This can't end well. Please, Goddess, please don't let them break anything. Oh, my stomach hurts. Classic Murdoch. We haven't seen those expressions since first chapter, maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is the very first time they have worked on the same thing together. Usually they're competing over who can make the best invention, not joining forces on one. Grandpa's amazing on his own, but Mom's just as capable an engineer too, even if she is kind of scary when it gets into her work. If the two of them are actually going to put their heads together on something, I can't wait to see the result. I want to go see right away. Man, I wish there was some modicum of control during this entire little sequence. But there's not. Which puts us in the same situation we were in a couple of videos ago, where I said we'd be stopping in the middle of cutscenes a lot in this playthrough. That's because these cutscenes are incredibly long. So when we pick up next time, we'll be right back here. And we'll finish this entire little flashback sequence that we've been on. I know, it's very strange, right? At one moment we were dungeon crawling with Kevin, Ries, and Tita. All of a sudden we're entering this strange door and we're seeing this incredibly long flashback. What is going on? What the heck is Trails of the Sky the Third all about? Well, we'll finish the sequence and then I'll explain this system. It's this big draw that people really either love about Sky the Third or some people don't like it. I like it a lot though, but I'll explain how it works once we get out of this whole Tita flashback segment. See you guys in the next one.